How do I keep positive and moving forward with the constant negativity I am surrounded with? This is one of the common questions I'm receiving a lot lately, and it's a very important question. It can be very easy to develop a dark picture of the world and lose heart in the face of the constant messages of negativity and fear that we're receiving from all angles. All we have to do is turn on the TV or radio, open any social media platform, or even just talk to people to get the next negative outlook on the world and why it's such a terrible place right now. Recessions, AI taking over, illness everywhere, and on and on. However, consider that it isn't necessarily the world that everyone is living in. There are people that are brimming with a positive outlook and who are thriving now as much or even more than ever. So what are they doing differently? As I have often said when giving talks, there actually isn't a world, only each individual world that each person perceives and therefore creates. When someone says to me that the world is a really tough place at the moment, or that the world is in terrible shape, I will usually reply, I'm sorry for you to hear that that's the world you're living in. When they ask me what I mean, I let them know that my world is actually a wonderful place to be, full of opportunities and the abilities to achieve all that I want. They often look at me baffled. I'm sure because they're constantly being reinforced with their doom and gloom stories. When they ask me how I'm not being affected, I simply tell them I don't choose to accept the world that negative people are trying to convince me is the real one. I let them know that I gratefully discovered a long time ago that we each get to choose the world that we live in. Choosing is powerful. However, we can and usually do make our choice by default. We may listen to authorities tell us that times are bad, or there's a recession, or any number of other doom and gloom scenarios. Listening to this day in and day out, we may not even realize we are adopting a limited and negative view of the world and our current prospects in it. However, I have always wondered, how was it that people from all walks of life could thrive during these times? And then I discovered that these people found out that they could choose the world that they wanted to live in, how they wanted it to be. It takes some responsibility. We need to change our habits, turning off the news, stopping consuming fear-based social media, and even disconnecting with people who are consistently negative and sharing a world with us that we don't necessarily want to participate in. Instead, we want to seek input that reinforces the world we want to live in, one that has opportunities, one where we are safe and have the ability to thrive. Consider through all the ups and downs you have been through in your life and fear that you have experienced, you're still here. And one where we can have all of the things that we want. Many people have accomplished this, and instead of blindly following old habits that reinforce our fear and negative outlook, we would be wise to seek these people out, speak to them, read their material, or somehow learn from them. 3 decades in the personal development industry has taught me that when we turn the tide of our minds through consciously filling them with positivity and reinforcement of limitless potential, we can thrive no matter what is happening or the way that other people view the world. If your mind isn't full of possibility and positivity, I invite you to change your mind, to change your world, and see how your results will follow.